Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, Lou.
I can't help but notice your hair.
It's short, but it's a full head of hair. It's just super short.
No.
Got it cut yesterday.
Really, me too.
Yeah.
And I'm already up and walking around. Oh, look at us shaking that camera.
Good for us.
Okay. So if you're losing your hair, McDonald's can be the answer. Seriously. We'll tell you how next on Men Are So Smart. In this episode, Men Are So Smart present For Your Health.
Kinda.
Japanese scientists may have discovered a cure for baldness. And it lies within a chemical used to make McDonald's fries.
Yes. A stem cell research team from Yokohama National University have used a simple method to regrow hair on mice with dimethyl polysiloxane, which is the silicone added to McDonald's French fries or the cooking oil to stop it from frothing.
That doesn't sound very tasty.
Yeah.
Preliminary tests have indicated the groundbreaking method is likely to be just as successful when transferred to human skin cells. According to the study released in the Biomaterials journals from last Thursday, the breakthrough came after the scientists successfully mass-produced hair follicle germs, HFG, which were created for the first time ever in this way.
Interesting. HFGs are the cells that drive follicle development and are known as the holy grail of hair loss research. The scientists credited the use of dimethyl polysiloxane as the key to advancement. The key for mass production of HFGs was a choice of substrate materials for the culture vessel. Professor Junji Fukuda. Junji
Fukuda
of Yokohama National University said in the study, we used oxygen permeable dimethyl polysiloxane, a PDMS from here on out, please.
That's what I'll call it.
Yes, at the bottom of the culture vessel, and it worked very well.
This is really cool.
Yeah.
These self-sorted hair follicle germs, HFGs, were shown to be capable of efficient hair follicle and shaft generation upon injection into the backs of hairless mice.
Well, how about that?
I'll bet you that's a tough shave.
Who has that job?
I don't know.
Damn, what's your job? I shave mice.
Yeah.
Within days, Fukuda and his colleagues reported black hairs on the areas of the mice where the chip was transplanted, which is not a good look if it was a white-haired mouse to begin with. Yeah, just saying.
All right.
The simple method is very robust and promising, Fukuda said. We hope this technique will improve human hair regenerative therapy to treat hair loss, such as androgenic alopecia, which is male pattern baldness.
Yeah.
Neither one of us have that, thankfully. No. In fact, we have preliminary data that suggests human HFG formation using human keratinocytes and dermal papilla cells.
I had that for dinner last night. Sounds yummy. In 2016, the U.S. hair loss treatment manufacturing industry was worth $6 billion.
$6 billion.
This included companies that produce restorative hair equipment, such as grafts for hair restoration, as well as oral and topical treatments. And when asked for comment, McDonald's didn't respond.
Yeah, imagine that. Yeah. People are going to be going to the back of their restaurant and getting all that old French fry oil.
Yeah.
Like rubbing it in there.
Boy, you would think that would be like a nightclub for rats, right?
Well, especially the ones with rat pattern baldness.
Yeah, or hairless.
Yeah, all the hairless.
Or shaved,
yeah,
for that matter.
Yeah.
Baldness. You know what I took from that whole article?
That there's a treatment for everything?
No, the doctor's name.
Oh, yes. Well, and funny you should mention that. Fukuda.
I'm sorry?
Fukuda.
Fukuda?
Fukuda.
Fukuda. Got it.
So I used to work at a Honda dealership many years ago, and we sold a product that we didn't manufacture. It was a dash topper that went on top of your dash.
Oh, I kind of remember kind of a velvety...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it protects the dash against, the sun, because the dashes always get cracked and what have you. So we sold these dash toppers, and they were custom made for each car. And we had to call in the order, and I would call into a nice lady, and they were somewhere in middle America, like Kansas or Iowa or, someplace very wholesome.
Yeah.
And the way we placed the order was we used the customer's first 4 letters of their last name as the purchase order number. And that way, when they came in, the PO was attached to the dash topper, and we could look quickly and see who they belonged to.
Sure, yeah, system in place.
So a Japanese person came in. Their last name was Fukushida. Fukushida.
Okay.
And at the same time, I thought, you know what? This would be a great time. I'm already placing the order. I will place one for myself.
Okay, makes sense.
So I ordered one for myself.
Right.
I called this lady back east a little bit and said I want to order 2 dash toppers. I gave her the part numbers and then the PO number. So the PO number for the first one was FUKU. And then the first 4 letters of my last name are HOER. So if you do the math or the spelling, so needless to say, to make a long story even longer, she called my manager to complain because she thought I had made up these things, because it came out to be basically...
You can't say that.
Yes, and you can beep that out. But needless to say, my manager went through and researched it and said, I'm sorry, but those are the first 4 letters of the customer's names. So deal with it, and then go to church and say 7 Hail Marys or something. But
wow,
yeah, that was.
And that was a few years ago too. Before,
that was a long time ago.
Before transparency.
That's at least 20 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
But I will never forget that story.
You're a trendsetter, is what you are, or a prankster, and I know you to be a prankster.
I'm a little bit of a prankster.
All right. So McDonald's fries.
Why do they taste so good?
Well, let's find out.
Yeah.
You're not the only one who can't stop eating them. You ever wonder why? Why? As you pick up the box, you get a whiff of that unmistakable frying oil scent, reminiscent of drive-through windows and fast food counters. You grip that iconic red box with the famous arches on the front, holding a generous handful of stiff golden sticks. Then you take the first bite and hear that satisfying crunch through the crispy outer layer, with the salt so discernible you can feel it leaping onto your tongue. And then the fluffy soft inside was some magical combination of potato that manages to taste 1,000,000 times better than the raw starch. They're warm and satisfying, and you polish them off one by one. Before you know it, the whole box is gone. Craving fast food now, Ronnie?
Yeah, just a little bit. Kind of makes you wonder, what do they put in McDonald's fries that makes you eat all the way to the bottom of the carton, and your wife's as well, typically.
She eats mine. Oh, I don't want fries with mine. No.
Yeah, you just get fries.
Yeah, you have fries.
Yeah.
I'll have a few of yours.
As it turns out, it's really not just one thing. It's a spellbinding combination of things, creating a taste experience unlike any other fast food chains. To make it easier to digest, we've broken down the secret McDonald's recipe into 3, count 'em, components.
Here comes number 1, the smell. Scientists believe our sense of smell might be responsible for up to 90% of perceived flavor. If you ever doubt this statistic, just think about how unappetizing food seems when you have a cold and your nose is all stuffed up. Without that delicious aroma, McDonald's French fries wouldn't taste as good.
Nope.
This smell and the taste that comes with it is almost exclusively from the oil in which the fries are cooked.
Like most fried foods, McDonald's fries are cooked in vegetable oil to mimic the chain's original oil blend, which was mostly beef tallow.
Yeah. You know what? They changed.
Yes. Well, I think they had to
for health purposes.
Health purposes and calorie content and everything else.
Yeah.
But the oil is still laced with chemical flavoring to replicate that mouth-watering smell. In other words, the delicious scent we know and love is actually the smell of potatoes cooked in beef fat. An aroma so powerful it makes the fries seem even tastier, if that's possible.
Number 2, the taste. The smell might get you to take that first bite, but it's the taste that brings you back for more. While homemade French fries don't require much more than salt, potatoes, and oil, unless you want to get fancy with seasonings, McDonald's has mastered the art of combining a buttload of ingredients to bring that treasured sensation to the finished product. The main players, check it out: salt, sugar, and fat.
That's like the trifecta of foods in my family.
I'm getting hungrier. I don't know if I can go on.
Including 1 or 2 of those in a recipe makes it good, but having all 3 sends it over the top. In the food industry, the perfect equilibrium of these ingredients is known as the bliss point.
Okay.
Yes. So Michael Moss, who's a Pulitzer Prize-winning book, Salt, Sugar, Fat, and How the Food Giants Get Us Hooked, explains that processed food manufacturers invest lots of money finding that bliss point. Eating those tasty McDonald's fries even releases dopamine in your brain.
I thought so.
The neurotransmitter that triggers feelings of pleasure. So how does McDonald's do it? In addition to frying and seasoning the fries, McDonald's coats them in dextrose, which is a form of sugar. So the fries have the big 3: salt, sugar, and fat. Yes.
Oh man, I'm so hungry. And finally, number 3, the crunch, or more specifically, the mouth feel. That's the way something feels as you eat it. How hard is it to break with your teeth? What's the texture feel like on your tongue? Everyone judges mouthfeel differently, but McDonald's has clearly found one that appeals to most of us.
So where does that tantalizing mouthfeel come from? It's not from a special fryer. Almost every fast food restaurant employs a similar machine to deep fry food. The McDonald's difference may be a secret ingredient denoted online only as natural and artificial flavoring.
Your state may vary.
Yeah,
Whatever prohibited.
They can literally put anything in there and it falls in those categories. Maybe that's what separates McDonald's fries from others in the fast food industry.
So when you put all these sensory details together, it's no mystery why these fries are addictive. We like to say the same thing about our favorite Parmesan garlic fries, even without added chemicals or artificial flavoring. Ronnie, I think it's safe to say that for those of you that are new to our show, we're best buddies. We go back a long way, 40 years plus.
Yep.
And we grew up, although we didn't really know each other so much when we were younger kids, we grew up together. And I know for a fact that you and I ate at the same McDonald's.
Yes, Marconi and Morse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every time.
And you know what? When that restaurant first opened, they had a window where you could watch the potatoes being peeled and then sliced.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
And it was amazing. When we first went there, and they had, God, I think they were 19-cent hamburgers or something.
I was going to say, like a Big Mac is like $5.23 now.
Yeah.
When you just buy the sandwich.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
But I would eat my hamburger, my 19-cent hamburger, and watch those fries being made. I was spellbound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really was. I was hooked.
Well, when I was a kid growing up here in Sacramento, California, we didn't go out to eat a whole heck of a lot. But I will tell you that a trip to McDonald's was a special time.
Yep.
That was a special treat. You had to have been good all week and done well in school, and then you would get to go to McDonald's. And I still remember going to that one right there.
Yeah. That was also our high school, McDonald's.
Yes.
Closest one to our high school.
And for McDonald's, you would buy, like 3 or 4 hamburgers, and it would be under $1.
Yeah. Yeah, three burgers and fries would still be right at $1.
And so you were saying high school. In high school, I was 6'3", about 250, 255. And I could go to McDonald's and I could eat 2, sometimes 3 Big Macs.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, and that would be just warming up.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh, yeah. And so Ronnie was saying that was like our high school McDonald's, our back in these days, which was the 70s, and kids, I mean the 1970s, not the 1870s.
Right.
Just to be clear. They didn't have McDonald's in the 1870s.
No.
We had what was called an open
campus.
Campus, right. And so that meant when that lunch bell rang, you were free for an hour.
Jump in your car.
Wherever you wanted to go.
Yep.
As long as you can make it back on time.
So I remember going to, it was 50-50. We went to McDonald's or we went to Taco Bell. They were within half a block of each other. And I remember coming out of the Taco Bell, pointing towards a McDonald's, and I'm in the left-hand turn lane to go back on Eastern. And in front of McDonald's, I see a gigantic white plume of smoke. And then my friend Craig Jukic, he emerged from that plume of smoke in his bright green Pontiac GTO doing a slow, smoky burnout. It was the most impressive thing I've ever seen.
Oh, wow. At Taco Bell, I would eat 10.
Yes.
10 tacos.
Yeah.
And how much were they? Like
they were
15
also
cents or something?
they were super cheap.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a paper route, so I had no money. The way I got money was I would drink 10 hot sauces for 50 cents.
Somebody would give you 50 cents to do
Somebody
it?
give me 50 cents, drink 10, and in those days they came in the little plastic tubs.
I remember that.
Yeah, and fine. Yeah. Anything for 50 cents.
Well, McDonald's, thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I can say for the many meals over the years.
And the full heads of hair that we both have.
Yes, thank you. We attribute it to that.
Yeah. I think we owe them a debt of gratitude.
Yes. All right. Thank you for watching today. We surely appreciate that. We have some information that we'd like to pass along to you, which you will find below, which includes and is not limited to our email addresses if you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever it might be.
Gripes.
They come directly to us and we get them 24/7. Questions for the guys in our emails. And we have another email show coming up too. I've gotten some comments about that. You haven't done one in a while. I know. And they're backing up too. So also you'll find our links to social media and the sponsors of our program, which I would like to mention, tikimanradio.com. You can hear them online 24/7 playing some of the greatest island music that you could ever find.
I wash my car, I turn on the app.
Our show is heard there at 9 a.m. Pacific time and noon Eastern.
It's on right now.
That's pretty cool at the time that we're recording this. Also, thanks to Capital Mobile Brake Service and Joel, get better, buddy. Also to A&C Marine. And of course, our sponsor, Trico Welding Supplies of Woodland and Sacramento. So thanks to those guys. That about does it for us. Please subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this program. Give it a like. It's important that we get more subscribers. We're kind of at a lull right now, Ronnie. We need a couple of people to subscribe.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost a dang thing.
Tell a friend.
Yeah, and share.
Yeah.
Please. All right, I'm Lou Gallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
This here little show is called Men Are So Smart, and we thank you for watching by.